Small Town Scuttlebutt.
It's not going to come empty-handed. I saw this at the store. I was like, let me come bring a treat or something. Come bearing gifts.
Oh, well, how about that, man?
Yeah. I just saw this, and as I got to the store, the counter, the woman was like, these are really good.
Well, let's just bust them open.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dirty guy. Are you trying to tell me something here?
I was like,
probiotic candies.
Listen. I was like,
am I bloated or something? We're off to a good
We're
start,
off to a good start.
Here.
I was like, let me make sure I show up not with just junk.
Yeah.
But I've never had this before.
Okay. Probiotic seems to be the trend now.
Yeah.
Like even soda. Like soda, not healthy. Probiotics, healthy.
Like healthy.
So now this is health soda.
Health soda.
I just feel like we're just fooling ourselves, justifying things. Now it's going to be probiotic ice cream.
But I need it.
You like?
I need it.
Is chocolate your thing?
I mean, all right.
It's dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm. The healthier one.
I'll put some on the table.
Perfect.
Not a sponsor, but dirty
good.
So, probiotics, isn't that like little organisms? Like
it's like for gut health.
Sort of like bugs and stuff in this thing.
Probably.
I mean, if you put this chocolate under a microscope, you're like, what the hell?
I mean, I feel like there's so much stuff where I'm like, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If I trick my brain into thinking I'm having something good, for sure. I guess it's better than me buying a Butterfingers right now, but who knows?
They'll be coming out with a probiotic Butterfinger soon.
I'll buy it.
Don't lay a finger on my probiotic Butterfinger.
I know, it sounds like a new ad read.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm going to break the fourth wall. We can do what we want.
Okay.
Because it's my show. There's no rules. Hey guys, I'm here with Jared Todd Littlejohn. He's my improv instructor.
Heck yeah. Nice to meet y'all.
Yeah. And you drove like 45 minutes to get here?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
You're such a... First thing I want to say is I've wanted to have you on the show for a few months now.
Okay.
Like, since I met you back last year.
I
was like, this guy's got charisma, energy, talent. You know, this would be a good guest on the comedy. I mean, on a comedy podcast. For sure. It was like slam dunk. And you're just so polite and nice.
I appreciate it.
Like, you texted me. So you came to my house, pulled over to the side of the road, let me know you were here early. He was early. Like, who does that anymore? Very professional.
I feel like that's I feel like out of all the things, I feel like there's a lot of things that people could be. I'm like, nobody's ever been upset with professionalism. Like, no one's ever been... Just small things that I've learned along the way where it's like, don't pull in someone's driveway immediately. Like, let them know let them know when you're showing up. Small details.
Yeah, now, I would say that's maybe getting excessive. But again, I'm not going to be mad. Like, yeah. I felt like, no, man, come on up.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you asked where to park. And I thought, okay... I'm going to go on the assumption that you're not a regular Small Town Scuttlebutt listener. Of the 274 episodes that we've done, how many have you heard?
I started to check it out, but I haven't fully heard one.
Yeah, okay.
No.
All right, so 0 is the answer.
The answer is 0. The answer is 0.
That's all right. Many people out there have that same answer. I do this. I keep talking about my parking, my driveway situation is an IQ test. It's sort of like, because, there's 2 garage doors, and there's parking in front of each one, right. And then off to the side there's like an apron, a cobblestone apron for 3 other parking spots.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Right next to the basketball hoop.
Yes, and you also would need it if you're backing out of the driveway to do a turn and then go down the driveway, right? And I like to see what people do. Where is people do? And I've seen the dumbest stuff. Oh, the worst one is you pull up to the driveway, but not up to the, the flat. So you basically choked out everything. You blocked everyone. Nobody can go anywhere. You are the dumbest person when you do that.
How many guests of yours do it?
That's usually a contractor when they come over.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I've seen babysitters I'm very critical of. We don't have them anymore because
Heard.
the kids are older. But the babysitter, and you give them a little grace because
For
they're
sure.
like 15
For
or
sure.
16 at least.
For sure.
But when they park behind one of your cars, when there was like 3 spaces, like,
what are we doing here?
what other missed opportunities are we going to have? When I go
maybe we need a new sitter.
Yeah. I don't think this one's that bright.
Like, yeah.
This one's just not.
I don't want this person coaching our child into adulthood.
This person's not making mac and cheese in my house.
Can't trust you.
Burn the house down.
Can't trust you.
But you I got to say, you did the best answer ever. Like extra credit. You know, not only did you park in the right spot, but you called and said, "I'm here early.
Yeah.
Where would you like me to park?" I mean, no one's ever done that. I just want you to know that you're on a whole new level, dude.
Well, I'm sure, for me, my struggle is, I'm sure there's like a fine line of too much, and I'm sure but to me, it almost feels like, again, that gut happy. The gut is happy over there.
Oh, yeah, my gut is working out, cleaning out, whatever.
It's almost like being overdressed at an event. Like if you show up to a party or like you could always take more off. It can always be like, oh, I can scale it back. However, it's hard to recover from showing up full stupid, and now you have to work your way up. Like Rick's like, Jared parked in the center of the driveway.
Yeah,
I might have to coach him further through this podcast. So
this is gonna be a short podcast.
So Jared, really appreciate you driving over. There's a couple local coffee shops you could go get some work done in if you need to.
Great at entertaining, shitty at driving.
Yeah. Working on it.
The Scandy's creating a problem because my wife gets mad. I always talk with my mouth open.
Well, you're amongst it's good company. You're good.
We're hanging out.
Right to the microphone though.
I blame my wife for asking me questions just as I take a bite.
I mean, that's a strategic time.
Rick, did you shovel the driveway yet? No, I did. I'm getting a look at the window. Can you wait till you're done eating? Can you stop asking me questions all the time?
It is one of those where I feel like sometimes I'm fully chewing and I'll start talking and I'll go, I don't think it's that important. I don't know if I need to talk now. I think this one statement, I think it can wait.
Yeah, and you just give a gesture like hey, hold on. The worst one, I hate it when people like the over politeness and they just look like an idiot. They put their hand over their mouth and they exaggerate their mouth eating and they're all, that just...
Rick, I'm so sorry to report. I'm the person with the hand over the mouth.
Oh, you do? Oh, you know what? Next time I'm going to put a mirror in front of your face and be like, look at yourself!
I'm the person joined.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, just chill, man.
You're like, it's okay.
I get too relaxed in my own house,
I mean, where else should you be that relaxed?
Tell my wife that. She thinks it's gross. Anyway. Let's get down to brass tacks. Jared Todd Littlejohn.
Full government.
Yeah, bro. I did a background check and I got the file. I got the file and
holy.
Most of it's good, but we have to.
Most of it is good.
Well, we have to address this email that came. Yeah, this was from the Epstein files.
What is that redacted email?
Yeah, this is
from me. This is it from yesterday?
No, this is just an email.
Oh man,
this is called prop comedy, Jared.
Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, when did I do that one? I was like, that is marked up. What did I say?
Isn't that whole thing weird?
I think it's only weird in that we know things went down, and I don't need anybody to release anything. Like I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know bad stuff was happening. I've seen a couple photos here and there. I don't need to dive deeper. It's not going to benefit me to find out, freaking how many people were on the island.
I think it's important to know as far as like who is taking the leadership roles in my life. Because that needs to stop. Like that's also it's like I don't care if I was a multi-billionaire and I was like, I got nothing. I've done it. I would if I got a call from the guy, I'd be like, dude, get the fuck out. You are weird. Get out, man.
I'm not coming to your island. I got a shovel.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so here's some information. Okay. It may or may not be true. So you just chip in and go, yeah, that's accurate, or or that's a little off.
Okay.
Longtime cast member and performer at Improv Asylum.
Yes. I'm not performing on a cast regularly.
Mhm.
However, I've done. I was on their NXT cast for 2 years, and then I did a show back in 2019 called Dumpster Fire, and it was based on Firefest. Like that.
Oh yeah. I saw the documentary.
So we did a spoof musical based on the documentary.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did you write it?
No, two great writers, Kira Sullivan and Steve Sorrow. They wrote it and did the music, and I played Ja Rule and one of the other people. I believe the name is Delroy on the islands, and I played both of those characters.
That's cool. Yeah. That must have been a fun.
It was ridiculous. It was great. They set it up. The owner of the theater, Norm Lavalette, he hired fake influencers.
Yeah.
So like you'd come downstairs and there'd be people like taking pictures, and then they also got like sandwiches with tomato and like turkey, like they had on the island when people were freaking stranded.
Yeah.
And they were serving that to people, and then right before the show started, they would let people know like, hey, actually the show is canceled. Just
that
to
is
mess
hilarious.
with people, be like, the show's canceled.
That is
we
so
ran
smart.
out, we weren't able to, and then they would jokingly be like, no, actually, like coming to the theater. Yeah.
How long did they let that gag go? To a point of believability or confusion?
I think to a good. I was always backstage getting ready, so I didn't see it.
Yeah.
However, I just loved. I'm a big fan theater wise. I've been doing theater for like over 25 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just a big fan of like, get me immersed, like walking in here and just kind of being in the space is like, oh, my brain is already locked into what's going on. So I'm a big fan of that.
Okay. That's cool. Yeah. And also the element of surprise right off the bat. I mean, I guess the last time I went to a production of something that made me go, wow, that was cool, was interesting. I don't know if it's really that
Sure.
amazing, but Blue Man Group. You know, like when I first went, I'm like, what is this? And I'm like, what am I looking at? What am I watching? Like, is this just like three aliens trying to familiarize themselves with normal objects and like music? And you know, it's like, I don't know, like, but it was cool. And every left-hand turn was like, there's always a, wow, I didn't know we were going this. Didn't expect this. You know, it's kind of cool.
That's cool. I'm down. I don't know if I've seen Blue Man Group. I think maybe I've seen like a video, like watch like a movie, like a documentary on them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them live. I do love that though. I love a good. What am I watching?
Yeah.
We were just talking with somebody about that movie Parasite, and I was saying like that. Just when I first saw it, it was one where you're like, "What am I watching right now?" I'm watching
Parasite. What's that? Is that in the theater now?
It was in theaters. I want to say like maybe a minute ago. However, it won a bunch of awards. It was like a foreign film.
Yeah.
Crazy movie. However, it's one of those where you go in and you're like, what am I watching right now? And then it just takes a turn in a way in which you would not expect. Yeah.
Parasite sounds like it could be the sequel to like Human Centipede. You know, now it's Parasite.
Hey, you want to have a good evening? Throw those back to back.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Turn that on.
Right. You never see that Tinder date again. This guy's a freak.
No, she's putting you on a watch list.
Yeah.
You got to report in when you move places after that.
That movie will taint your soul if you watch it.
Yeah, taint for sure.
I watched it on Fast Forward. I was like curious, like I got to watch this for like, you know, what are people talking like a comic, and I'm just like, no, you know.
I watched it on Fast Forward. It's a wild statement. Hey, can't fully watch this, but I'll watch it on 1.5. I'll watch it on 2. I'll watch the movie, just not at a regular speed. I just gotta get caught up.
Get through
the
it.
Spark
I'm
notes.
gonna skim through it. You specialize in long form and short form improv.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
So I would say short form is when you see a lot of the games, Say It Again, with the bell.
Montages?
Montage, I would say that's kind of venturing into the long form because it's letting you do longer scenes.
Okay.
Long form is like when you see, have you heard of TJ and Dave?
No.
It's like these two improvisers in Chicago that huge. They specialize in long form, like slower scenes. Things are going. So you know how I have y'all doing like 3-line scenes? That's faster. The long form, I'm letting you go. I'm
Mm-hmm.
letting you just kind of test it out and let the scene develop. And short form is the games. It's a lot of the games that I've had you all do. Yeah.
It's so when you watch Whose Line Is It Anyway, that's the short form stuff.
That's a ton. That's short form.
Yep.
Yeah.
And very good, by the way.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's like, how do these guys never drop the ball? I mean, I know that it's a TV show, so they probably get to edit some things, but at the same time, I'm sure that's 95% authentic.
Well, it's a lot of trust, and I would say it's a lot of. It's like when we're in class, and I'm like, don't look over here, don't look at me.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of like, even if it went poorly, keep it going. Like, so the audience is like, oh wow, and they have no clue if the guy's screwed up. That's a huge component of it.
Yeah, I got you. Experienced sketch performer and teacher. You're my teacher. I love it. So I read somewhere online that you're the proverbial high five that everybody needs, and I know I've said that to you before because but the audience, I want them to know like that's a thing that's out there. Someone gave a Jared Todd Littlejohn review, and I thought those words attached to you are perfect, and I would associate it with you hear a lot of marketing slogans, right? I would say that BMW has the best one. Okay. It's ultimate driving machine. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You get in you drive one of those,
right?
And you're like, this is an ultimate driving machine.
Yes,
that's exactly
it right there.
And when I read the review on you, I'm like, that's exactly what this guy is. He's because you're so goddamn happy. Like, is that real, or are you just faking it? Are you faking it, man?
That's a great question.
Do you cry in your car on the way home?
Last night it was me in bed. I saw that movie Hamnet in theaters on Sunday, and I was like trying to cry, and there were a couple moments. However, I was like, why are you holding back tears? And I just had a moment last night where I was like, dude, it's unhealthy. Like, you gotta cry.
Yeah.
Like, figure out some way to do it, but you gotta just let it. Like, it just. So, I haven't done it in my car as of late. Maybe in bed. I did it in bed, and however I do, I was saying to somebody, I for sure do. Sometimes I think somebody will be like, "How are you doing?" And my default will just be, "I'm good," even though I'm not.
That's a typical man thing. That is because we're supposed to control our emotions.
For sure.
Hold them inside.
So I do struggle with that. However, I would say more often than not, I think a lot of times it's best I can. Just maneuvering through life, I'll just have a couple moments where I was outside right before the snowstorm, and I was walking, and it was so ridiculously cold.
Yes, it was.
And I was like, I'm over it. And then I looked to my right, and I saw somebody sleeping with a blanket over them on cardboard over by the garden, and I was like, and I'm just fine.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of that reminder. So I think a lot of times, mindset-wise, that's where I try to live. And sometimes I'll dip. Like, I very much can. However, if I'm able to, I'm like, even something like this, I'm like, somebody wants to talk with you. Somebody's inviting you places. Pretty solid. Like, hard to find the negatives sometimes. I'm looking for the positive.
Yeah, that's obviously, it's clear that you're the one that looks, I think we live in a world now, I think there's like a mental health.
Sure, big time.
Pandemic.
Big time.
If you will. I think we're still recovering from COVID.
Oh my gosh.
And whether you love him or hate him, Donald Trump stirs the pot and gets people riled up.
Sure.
Or people, there's just so much going on. There's a lot to deal with.
For sure.
And I just feel like people lost the ability to just be polite and live and let live. You know, like, you got to align with me or else. And you can go the other way and just be like, I gotta focus on only what I can control, and I have to find happiness. I'm gonna be dead in 30 years.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, think about your mortality.
It's a middle ground, because I think sometimes I have to be like, sometimes I'll have moments where I'm like, okay, now I have to be stern. Like, I'll just be dealing with things, and I'm like, oh, now I have to be stern with this person. I don't like to. However, you just can't be happy all the time. So there's those moments. However, I would say for the most part, it is a lot of fun for me. I'm just aware, like, driving over here, as I was driving over here, I was thinking, Rick has a drive to get to class. Like, just thinking about that drive that it takes to get into the city and back. So for me, when I'm sitting down at home, I'm like, I need to go sit down and work on my energy, because when y'all come to class, it's important that you have a nice time.
See,
like, that's just where my head's at. I'm like, that's an important thing. You don't have to make this drive. So if you are, I appreciate it. Let's make sure you enjoy yourself.
That's a very selfless thing. Like, that's going, again, above and beyond. Like, you're an instructor, but you're reminding yourself that, hey, these people are taking time out of their busy schedules. They're driving from who knows where. They're coming from whatever situation.
I'm grateful.
Yeah. Good for you.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Frequently you perform in house teams, special shows, and touring formats.
I don't know who wrote that, because that's not true.
Okay, see, so so are you saying don't believe everything you read on the internet?
I'm definitely saying don't believe everything you read. I would say now with the amount of teaching that I'm doing, I want to make sure that other people have the ability to be like, is Jared practicing what he preaches? So I've been working to do more regular shows.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've never done house teams. I think house teams is so fun. I think it's like a goal of mine to just, if anything, be teaching on Tuesdays at Improv Asylum, so that I can be like, all right, we're going to go watch house teams, because it's so cool to be able to be like, Rick, go audition, test this out, do house teams, see how this feels. I feel like it's very cool to see up and coming talent move through the theater.
Yeah. So I'm level 2. What are there, 6, 7 levels?
There's 6 levels.
6 levels.
And now they're starting to add on. They're starting to do like a grad lab. So they'll have you, if you're like, all right, man, I just want to keep taking classes. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah. We'll get you in.
In the last level, basically, I think it was the whole class. We all just went to a show.
Yeah.
We walked over to the theater after our class, and it was great. They were all good. One particular troupe, you call it a troupe or a team, or
people call them troop. I call them teams. However, I try not. I do like tweak out a bit. Sometimes somebody will say like, that skit you did, and I'll laugh because I'm like, that's not a skit, and then I have to go, dude, shut up.
Oh,
like, you're gonna be fine. Yeah, it was a skit, like a skit, a sketch, whatever you're gonna call it.
When I think of skit, I think of Campfire Boy Scout Camp.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, you have 30 minutes.
To
Get
do a
together.
Skit.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Sketch is like the written. It's like, I feel like that's like very much an art form to do a sketch. However, again, in terms of me, I've been doing this for 15 years now.
Yeah.
It feels a bit snobbish when somebody says a skit. I'm like, you're not trying to insult me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you didn't say this to hurt me.
Yeah,
that
sure.
skit you did. I'm like, okay.
People, as a comic, I can say that there's some relatability for me. If we're just hanging out, like maybe at a party or at a kid's, at the sports game or wherever we're talking, and they say something, and I really laugh, and they like that I laughed at what they told me. They say, "Oh, you should use that in your skit." Yeah. I'm like, that's a double whammy. One, I don't do skits, and two, I'm not using that.
Yeah.
That's your story. That's your experience.
It is.
You should use it in your stand-up.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, for the person who it's explicitly make it up on the fly, people go, "You should use that."
Yeah.
Hey, pre-plan it.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I enter scenes, a lot of times, I'll put something in my back pocket. Hey, you're going to be a detective in this scene.
Mm-hmm.
That's you have to listen for the rest of it. So I do laugh. I think that's hysterical. You get somebody who's like, you should use that. You're like, all right.
You know what it is though? You should take it as a compliment because there's no malicious intent.
Exactly.
There's some ignorance to it. Just like they don't understand. But what they're kind of doing is they're showing you indirectly that they admire what you do.
Sure.
And they're a little flattered that you're a professional,
for sure,
and you thought what I just said was funny, and they want to vicariously live through your experience. That's what I
like that. That's I really appreciate that outlook on it. That's cool.
And I have that outlook because I used to be that guy.
Well,
You know, when I was like in my 20s, I've always wanted to be a stand-up comic.
Okay.
Ever since I saw Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Okay.
Did you see Eddie Murphy Delirious?
I have not.
Oh,
no.
Someone could say it doesn't age well.
I've seen clips.
Okay.
I've seen a couple clips where I'm like, oh,
yeah.
all right.
Yep, we're going there.
We're going there.
Just remember it's the mid-'80s.
Where it was a different time.
It was a different time.
I
remember we'd be on the school bus as like 10-year-olds saying things that are considered horrible today.
Totally. Oh.
Like the F word in regard to homosexuality or something, or queer bait, or gay bait, or you know, smear the queer was a gay. We would yell this stuff at each other, just razzing each other up, and the bus driver would yell at us for being too loud.
Right. Not.
It wasn't the content.
Just too loud.
It was hey. Take your
tone the jokes. Just turn your volume down.
Turn the volume down. Your hateful rhetoric.
Yeah.
And we were kids. There was really, no malicious intent there either. It was just you didn't even think about it.
For sure.
And now if you hear that word, you're like, Jesus,
where am I?
Who are you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. You're respected within the Boston comedy ecosystem.
That's cool.
It says, not flashy famous, but deeply respected. The kind of comic bookers feel safe putting anywhere. How does that make you feel? You're not flashy famous.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that. Hey, I'm talking about taglines, things I would love to put out there.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, my goal would to be like a flow from Progressive. Like, I would love to land a gig like that where no one really knows me. People who do, like you'd see me and be like, hey, Jared, just no one really knows me, not flashy, however, making bank and able to be like a chill human. I like that. Flashy, famous, and dope. I'll take that with me.
So you do, like, you think doing some commercial work and having that character.
I mean,
Subway's looking for a new Jared.
Call me. I'll shrink these jeans. Come on now. Holy, man. We've had we lost a couple Jareds.
Along the way.
We lost some good ones along the way. I'd like the All-State guy. Every time I'd see him, I'd be like, that'd be so cool. I'd love to be the All-State guy.
Yeah.
Or
how about the Limu, Emu, and Doug?
And like, I see those commercials, and I'm like, realistically, if you saw that person on the street, you probably wouldn't recognize them, except I'm sure financially they are doing just fine.
They have regular work.
Work. I'm like, so I love a good flashy famous. That's incredible.
So do you look for these opportunities and apply for them? Would you?
I did. For a while, I would say since I switched to teaching improv full time, it's been I've had to recognize how much energy, like, you kind of have a finite amount of energy that you're putting towards things. Yeah. And I started to realize I was becoming a jack of all trades and a master of none. You're spread too thin. So for me, it is. I think now it's at a stage where when I do this stuff, I'm almost trying to create an opportunity for myself, because I love the auditioning. I love that. However, I need to get better at the self-tape at home. Mm-hmm. That kind of, I like the in-person. Like, you're like, hey, come to my house and film this thing. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to connect with you in person. Over Zoom, I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. It's like all of my interviews. I've only done one interview with a buddy of mine that was on the Harlem Globetrotters.
Cool.
But he lives in Kentucky.
Cool.
So I made an exception. Mm-hmm. I said, you know what?
All right,
you don't have to drive to the
right,
to the
you don't
studio.
Have to drive over to the studio.
Yeah.
It makes a difference, though. So I do love commercial work like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's regular work. It's long term, consistent.
Yeah, I'm gonna be I'll be a spokesperson for something.
Well, I've seen on YouTube, there's plenty of stuff like you've done. Like, I've seen like a sizzle reel or whatever.
For sure.
You've done a lot of commercial work. You've done a lot of funny stuff. Yeah. Like, you're funny.
Appreciate it.
But do you do stand-up comedy?
I've done stand-up twice. I've gone to multiple open nights. I've performed twice, and it's fun. I've like such a respect. That's why it's so fun. It's fun watching you in class at times, because I'm like, oh, it's such a cool art form, and there's so many things that you can do with it. A lot of improvisers are so used to standing in a group. Mm-hmm. So standing on your own, frightening. As a stand-up, standing on your own is kind of, you're getting used to being with other people in a group. So stand up to me is like learning just another just very powerful skill that I feel like a lot of people do not. I mean, I've done public speaking for over 2 decades now.
Yeah.
Going to classes, so it feels like I've done stand up in a way.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not something I've pursued a ton. However, it's fun.
A lot of those skills you're talking about that you need in the things areas translate very well to stand up. If you're a public speaker,
right?
If you can tell a story, if you have some influence, if you know a pregnant pause goes here, take a beat. That's a hard one. People just feel like they got to rapid fire, blah, 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 blah. No, just let that sit. Sometimes I'll tell a joke and I'm like, I know it was funny. Yeah. And it's going to take them. I know there's some jokes I tell that it takes a second. And I like those jokes because you just stand there going, I'm going to wait until you figure this out. And then they go, and then it starts building up,
like permeates throughout the crowd. Yeah.
And I'm like, I know you guys are figuring it out.
Welcome.
I knew you could do it. Good job. Nice job, guys. You're listening.
Nice job. And I feel like it is, improv is interesting because you need the audience in many ways. Sometimes they participate. So sometimes I'll watch a stand-up and maybe a stand-up is just like going at. So I think a lot of times people interact with me and they think, so I do a lot of works with teams. Yeah. So I'll work with a team and they might be very hesitant to speak. And I'm like, I don't know what you've seen on TikTok. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to roast you. Like, that's not what I'm here for. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people see stand-up and they're like, this person is going to absolutely destroy me. And improv, I'm like, no, as an audience, when I'm performing, to your point, a lot of times I'll make a joke and maybe I'll make one joke. And if I can get like one person in the audience to laugh, I'm like, all right, dude, I'm doing this show for you. Like, and I'll build off that energy. And if I can get you to laugh, the person next to you might laugh, and it'll just kind of build in the audience. So there's like just a lot of power in leveraging both skills when you're performing.
Conversely, what do you do when you see the person with their arms folded and like, the frowny face? Because maybe we have a different experience when we're performing. Like, I see that. It's always a guy, in the front, like, had a guy sitting front and center with that. And it was throughout the whole show. Yeah. And as comics, we were off to the side going, what's up with the dude in the front? Like, it's like, maybe you're just not, like, my thing is, why did you sit there? Like, I'm not going to waste my time with you. But someone even said, hey, buddy, what's your name? He goes, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, okay. Right. That was fun.
I would say it's tough because I have, like, kind of two thoughts when it comes to it. Sometimes I'm like, you might just be having a bad time, and I got to stop focusing on you and think about everybody else and just leave you be. Or sometimes it's that one person, and you check in later, they talk later, and they're like, so when are you performing again? And you're like, that's what you got? You want to see this? You were having fun?
Yeah.
So sometimes it is. I'm like, oh,
poker face.
Yeah, it's just a poker face. Like, in their head, they're like, this is the best night of my life. But they're just staring at you. I'm like, oh, that's fair. Yeah, sometimes I need to be okay with the fact that I just can't control. I'm like, everybody be happy right now.
Well, how do you feel about, like, I consider myself not the ideal audience member at a comedy show because I'm watching and I'm taking notes. If it's a comedian who I really respect, admire, or was really impressing me, I'll laugh along with some funny moments. But for the most part, I'm watching your cadence,
studying
where you're going, like how you're blocking on stage. How did that work? Like what happened there? What makes this person uniquely different? And I'm just too. It's like I'm watching film, like on Monday after the game, and I'm like, but in real time, I'm kind of
I'm with you.
Are you the same way when you watch, or
it's tough? It's tough for everything. It's almost to the point now where I have to learn how to shut it off because it just is like I'm teaching improv, so a lot of the things is I'm like, this is just everything. Yeah. I'm like, everything is improv. So sometimes I can't even watch a TV show. I'm watching Emily in Paris, and I'm like, just studying, and I do not have the ability. I'm very grateful when I'm watching something that makes me shut it off, and then later, I'm like, oh, right, cool. because I dissect. I'm dissecting reality TV. I'm dissecting film. I'm dissecting conversation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the audience. I'm in class. Sometimes I'm like, I feel every emotion of everybody in this room. I'm like studying. I'm like, okay, what's going on with you? And what about that? And are you having a good time? And yeah.
This is probably goes back to you texting me from the side of the road, like self-awareness.
Sure.
People lack that. I'll tell you, I don't like lose my shit in public, but I really have a short fuse for the person. We're all walking into the store and you stop at the doors opening. Like, you know, or you didn't put the cart back, or you're just
I have
me
to.
like I'm like, dude, you're not the only one here. Or the person who's on the airplane when we land immediately gets and makes a phone call.
Sure.
Bro, this is not a phone booth.
For sure.
For younger people, phone booths used to be a box on the side of the road with a phone in it, and you could make a call with a dime.
One person.
Yeah, you drop a dime, and you're like, hello, Mom.
It is that, though. It is. A lot of times, like, I've considered doing an improv class on social skills, like social cue, because I think these are things that we think are just common sense, and I realize they're not. Like, I'm so fortunate. I've had two cousins, Roger and Roberto. I love you. Like, they are the reason why I'm an only child. However, I don't feel like I maneuver the world fully as an only child, because I feel like there'd be a lot of things where they would just those traits out of me. I'd be like, got a new toy. They'd be like, let's share. I'd be like, nope. And they'd be like, all right, time to beat you.
Mine.
So,
that's what they were there for. So
yes. So
I was going to say, you don't have those stereotypical only child traits.
That's why.
Because I had
two older
Roberto
and Roger,
and they were there
to like very much be.
Were they older?
Older. So. I try not to claim fully being an only child, because I don't think it's fair. I think there's a lot of people out there, and I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry for them. That was not my experience, so I don't think it's fair to fully claim that I'm an only child. I think some people truly have had to navigate the world with people despising them. Yeah. And I'm like, for the most part, it's when you're like, hey, you want to come do this podcast? I'm like, see, another chalk went up for the only children. We got another opportunity, boys.
Yeah.
We did it.
You're a good spokesperson for the Only Child Association of America. Maybe that's going to be your thing.
That's it, when you see me.
Before we go to a break, you talked about doing stand-up twice. I saw that you opened for Cornel West at one point. Yeah. Now, Cornel West isn't a comedian.
No.
So what was your capacity? Was that stand-up?
No, so that was at my church back at Bethany Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey. I would do a lot, like, just public speaking wise, I just was doing a lot of it. There was an event every New Year's that I would do for Watch Night. And Watch Night is just every New Year's Eve, they would auction off slaves in addition to equipment, because they would settle debts. It was like, all right, slaves are considered equipment, so we're selling slaves off with the tractor that we have and the snowplow that we like. Yeah. And so it's called Watch Night. So families would get together and literally watch the New Year come in, because that might be the last time that they will all be together.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And so I would do a presentation on the Emancipation Proclamation and just what that meant when that started to stop, and people, not everybody was emancipated. When that process started to go through, I would go and do that presentation at my church, and that was a big to do. It was a big thing. So at one time, Cornel West was going to come speak in my church, and my Reverend Dr. Howard, the boss, they were like, we would like for you to open for him. And so I did the intro. So I'm a big fan of, like, when I'm meeting people, if I'm introducing you to somebody, I like to go and find out the accolades and things that I can kind of, to go through and be able to properly introduce them. Because it's a big deal when somebody introduces you nicely, when you're reading off things, accomplishments, it makes you feel good. So that's essentially what I did. I went through and I set it up and set the stage and introduced Cornel West before he came and spoke at my church.
I appreciate him because while leading left, he's not a party politician.
No, he's
guy.
not. No, he's very much.
I mean, he'll criticize the right, and then he'll criticize the Republicans, but then he'll criticize the Democrats.
Very much.
And he ran for president.
Yeah.
He's like, both parties are failing us. You need Cornel West.
Yeah. He's for sure not like liberal. He's like, yeah. I feel like I haven't researched him in a minute. I mean, it was epic. It was epic, and like the church was packed.
Yeah,
It was a big thing.
I mean, he's like the keynote person. He's a headliner, if you will.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I feel like skill set wise, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on being able to do keynotes because I feel like I've developed the skill set enough and have things to talk about. Where I'm like, this would be a really powerful, and I don't feel like I'm out just peddling like snake oil.
Yeah,
when I'm working with people. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, this would be really powerful. This would be fun to do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes the Black History Month portion of the show.
Fully for Small Town Scout.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that box. enjoy your month. We're halfway through the first week. It's almost over.
We for sure are. I was just looking at the calendar today. My buddy got me this calendar with all these like very important events, just things that have happened over the years, just Black History wise. And I'm like reading it. I'm like, Jared, be cool. Be cool.
Well, I learned something from the watch night.
Yeah.
I didn't know that somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's not something. That's not something.
But how sad.
Yeah.
How tragic.
For sure.
Like I've believe it or not, I have some empathy. You know, like
that's beautiful.
I sometimes think about.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? That is your life. That's your situation.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like when you were talking about things are getting rough, but then you see the guy sleeping on the street, and you're like, perspective.
For sure. Like,
things are.
Like, and I'll be fine. Like my heat went out right before the storm hit.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my apartment with a space heater, just thinking about that dude outside, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be fine.
Sure, I got a roof.
Yeah, I was like, I got a roof. I got heat. I have like a space heater my dad gave me.
Yeah.
I was like, and we are gonna be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Okay, and then just finally, with regard to keynote speaking and presenting. You're a smart guy. You went to Bowdoin.
I did.
Graduate.
Crushed the pronunciation too. We got a lot of Bowdoin. Yeah, you crushed it.
Yeah, and graduate class of 2015.
Yeah,
and you gave a commencement speech there.
Yeah.
So how were you selected, and what did you talk about?
I had to write a speech. I had to present the speech. I had to submit it, and then I had to. Once I was selected, like I made it to the second round, I had to present before a committee. And then after I did that, they determined who the commencement speakers would be.
Oh, wow.
And so there was three. So there was the president of our class, there was another person, Stevie Lane, and shout out Stevie, and then myself. And we spoke. We got to do it, which was sick. It was like I had so many people come, and I would say like 85% didn't know. So they're like my
nice
mom
flex.
and everybody there chilling. So it was a great. Everybody's like reading the program and they're like,
yeah. Like, did you look at that?
Jared speaking.
Yeah.
So it was great, and I spoke on. It's something that I have to remind myself. It was graduating and not changing a ton of who you are to fit in once you graduate. Mm-hmm. So it was just this notion of entering the world, and I feel like you're going to get around people, and it's going to be really tough because you're probably going to want people to maybe make comments or say certain things to make you almost stop being things that you really like about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And as best you can as we navigate, let's not lose the things that we really like about ourselves to try to fit in with other groups once you graduate. Like if you like this thing about yourself in college, I hope you don't lose it once you graduate and look back and be like, why did I stop doing that? I stopped doing it because of the people I started hanging around. It's not because I didn't like it. So.
Be authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
Be self-aware.
Be more self-aware.
Well, good. I think that's a good segue for the second half because I want to start talking about what you do in class and workshops and things, and how you help other people for life off the stage, right? So we'll do that. But first, we have. Can you believe it? People actually pay us money to do the show.
Awesome.
So I have two.
This is awesome.
I have two sponsors. Well, I have 4 sponsors, but we're going to highlight 2 of them today.
Okay.
And I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll model it for you.
Please,
Yeah.
please.
How's your voiceover? How's your voiceover work? Are you?
I was doing voiceover work for a while.
I just wrote your script to have some energy because I think that you'll. Don't let me down.
Hey, we'll go. We'll you scale me back.
Okay. All right. You just do it. Just be you, okay? But I'll go first. This episode is brought to you by Winslow Design, a highly respected architectural firm based in Medfield, Massachusetts. Winslow Design specializes in thoughtful, award-winning residential architecture, creating additions, renovations, and new construction that reflect the way you live and truly elevate your space. Their work has been featured in Good Housekeeping, House Beautiful, and the Boston Globe magazine for standout design from kitchens to powder rooms. How's your powder room? Do you have a nice...
It needs work.
It needs work. If you're ready for architecture that's both purposeful and beautiful, visit winslowdesign.net to learn more. Over to you, Jared.
This episode is also brought to you by Perez Martial Arts. Perez Martial Arts isn't just about kicks and punches. It's about kicking stress to the curb and punching up your confidence. Parents are raving about how their kids are transforming into focused, disciplined mini ninjas. One parent said, "Our 5-year-old son loves Perez Martial Arts. Mr. Perez helps with listening and confidence skills, and my son thinks he's the funniest guy around."
Objection. I'm the funniest guy around right here.
Come on.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Well, and it's not just for the kiddos. Adults are swapping their couch potato status for black belt. So whether you're looking to boost your child's focus or find a fun way to stay fit, Perez Martial Arts has got you covered. Ready to unleash your inner warrior? Visit PerezMartialArts.com and sign up today.
Nice job. You just justified me upping the rates.
Come on. Send it through. Sorry, y'all. Small town scuttlebutt needs a raise.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, good. So, second half, let's talk about the...
Please, let me get comfy.
Yeah, you... Oh, yeah, have some chocolate. Have some chocolate with bugs in it.
Yeah, let me get comfy.
Interpersonal communication.
Sure.
You were talking about, when you get out in the real world and all this and that. As a dad of a 13-year-old girl and an 11-year-old boy, and just kind of listening to my friends that are, upper management in the workforce and their experiences with the young generation, reading things on the news, trends, I kind of feel like all I need my kids to do is have the skill to pick up the phone and have a conversation. Hey, you know what? Eye contact is probably going to get you the job. It's like I feel like the bar gets lower and lower the more we rely on technology and social media.
But it's dope, though. Because the best part about it is, if you are able to do above the bare minimum, you look like you're walking on water.
Mm-hmm.
Just small things that I'll do. I got somebody's number the other day, and I was texting them, and I was like, or I could just call them. And I just picked up the phone and called, and she was like, "Thank you, thanks for calling." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's such a lost art that a lot of times I feel like if you do develop that skill, especially for the newer generation, it's almost one where I feel like a job would be like, can you start today? Like, we'll hire you right now, because I'm sure half the other people came in wearing, freaking shorts. They showed up in Crocs during this inclement weather to a job interview. So, yeah, it feels like
maybe they brought their mom.
I mean, that might help if I brought my mom to a job.
I mean, I hear that people are doing that. Like,
are they?
Yeah.
I thought you were joking.
No.
That's like a real thing.
It's like, the parents that do everything for their kids, and now the kids are out in the real world, and they're like, I can't do anything because my mom did everything for me. That's like when I tell my wife, like, sometimes she'll like, Mom, can you get me a thing? And he's just sitting on his ass on the couch. I'm like, no, you do it. She's busy because she'll do it. You know,
to get off the couch and swap it for a black belt.
Black belt, that's right.
Yeah.
You're a millennial.
I don't know if I've really looked into it. I was born 1993, whatever.
Oh yeah, you're
whatever that puts me in. Yeah.
Or maybe
whatever
I think
that
it's
makes
80.
me.
Yeah, you're in the back end of millennial.
Yeah, whatever that makes me.
So I'm Gen X.
Okay.
And I think, no offense, but we're the best generation. I mean, you guys are right behind us though. When I feel like the new generation emerging is always going to be criticized,
of course,
and then it's just they're not mature yet. And I remember, when I was coming into the real world, Gen X kids just self-sufficient, but they just don't care.
Sure.
We don't care about anything. Whatever. I don't care. You know, that's not a good attitude to have.
Sure.
Right?
No.
So that was our knock.
Yeah.
I think with your knock, millennials, it was, wow, they need a lot of hand holding.
I can do that. I can do that.
And that's just got exacerbated with Gen Z and whatever. But so I was surprised to hear you talking about phone skills. Yeah. Let's pick up the phone. Because I prefer that. Like, I would love to just bang out a 10-minute conversation and have it. It's so efficient. Yeah. Otherwise, we're texting each other.
I hate it. I feel like that's one of those things, even just dating-wise with people, I'm like, I feel like my future wife will pick up the phone. Like, my future wife will not be like, let's text all day. My future wife will be like, hey, what do we need? Okay, we handled that conversation in 2 minutes rather than 20 text messages. Love you. Goodbye.
Jared, be careful what you wish for.
Okay.
Because you'll be at the grocery store. Hey, Jared, while you're out, I need you to pick up.
Hey, yeah, you know what?
I will. You're gonna want to leave the phone in the car sometimes.
just to have a minute.
Yeah.
However, I do. I'm like, it is to your point. Like even when you gave me a phone call, I'm like, yeah, call me. Look, I feel like my closest friends, the people in my life that I hold close to me, call me to check in. They're not like, hey, how is it going? They will pick up the phone. I'm like, you are actually close to me.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody's like, we're best friends, or like, we're super close. I'm like, are we?
Yeah.
Call me.
We're text friends.
Yeah, we're text friends.
We're friends because Facebook says so, right?
Yeah, right there.
The other 2,000
I follow you.
Yeah. That's funny. So when you, like some of your clients, you use professional sports teams.
Yeah.
Can you divulge some of these sports teams or?
So I've worked with the Celtics.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
And what do you do with them?
Teach them improv. I feel like it is communication skills, thinking on your feet, moving quickly. However, I feel like the major thing is, I feel like it's a lot of communication skills. It's all under that umbrella. So in working with them, it feels like a lot of almost like medicine, but like what's the medicine in the sugar? So doing activities, things that I think would be really fun and bring everybody together. And then maybe you're reflecting on it later and you're like, oh, that's what I was learning. That's always my goal. I'm like with working with teams, working with sports teams, corporate teams, how can I deliver a message to you where you're having fun? It's like you're having a smoothie and somebody's like, there's kale in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know I like kale.
I know I like kale. And you're like, oh yeah, well, we did it in a way in which you would appreciate it. So, yeah.
Interesting, because when I think of the NBA, I think of ego. Well, any sport, egos.
Yeah.
Like, right now we're talking about, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Sure. And right now it's Jalen's team because he's been carrying them this year. But what happens when JT comes back? Sure. And it's because they're the two most paid guys. Sure. They're both number ones, but only one can be one when you're on the same team. And it's like it's interesting. So how did you find that being a hurdle or something that you seem to be like? You probably went into it with the awareness like this. What happened there?
I feel like my goal is to try to become like the most vulnerable person in the room, and it's something that I'm constantly working at. However, Like if I can go in and almost show that I'm creating a safe environment,
Yeah.
that everybody can also kind of take some of that tension off. Working with them, some of the most like respectful people, like super kind. I feel like meeting them, it was just one of those things where no clue what it was going into it. I'm like, man, you all are just very respectful. Shake my hand. Good to see you. I wasn't if there is that ego, that was not something I was getting in the like. I'm sure maybe it's there and you need it a bit. Very kind, polite people.
But that also doesn't surprise me because that ego comes with the competition.
Sure.
Right? But sometimes they carry that out in the street. Like, do you
I'm
know
sure.
who I am?
Sure.
That kind of stuff. But when you become the highest echelon, the best of the best,
Sure.
There's it's that kind of comes with it, right?
Yeah.
Like being a solid dude.
Yeah. And that's
a real
what
professional.
I think that's
really.
it. I feel like they're very, very
They're
professional.
disciplined.
Very, very disciplined, very professional peeps. And that's why my goal now is, like, I want to work with professional sports teams. I continue to just do that work because I've worked with a lot of corporate companies, and I feel like it's just been cool to carve out a niche and be like, what would it be like to work with this team? Like, there's teams all over the globe, and
well,
yeah.
Maybe if you taught a little bit better, we would have won the championship last year.
Heard.
And right now we're in second place, Jared. So, you know, is it your fault?
I accept the wins.
Yeah.
You know a lot. You know, and I also I love a good loss. I feel like I tell myself that my last name was Littlejohn. I'm like I was born with like two L's, like two like I lose but I learn.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's I like what I learned from the losses for sure.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm glad that you've gotten to find that crossover.
Yeah.
Right? Because a lot of times you think, oh, you must be a really fun, unorthodox. You know, when what do they call them? At school they have when a teacher takes it off. It's like a personal development day or something.
Yeah.
Like in corporate or something, it's like we do these conferences every day, and we have breakout sessions where we're gonna.
Yes, I do a lot of those.
So you're a breakout session guy.
I do a lot of those. The focus is I feel like I kind of couch it under team building.
Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of the buzz. A lot of times on LinkedIn, I feel like they're looking for team builders. That is really people have reached out and like, can you do icebreaker? I mean, to a degree, it is a lot of like breaking the ice that I'm doing with people. However, yeah, I feel like it's under that team building umbrella.
Well, also some people just are very charismatic, like yourself, and then there's other people that just they become like a wallflower, or they don't, or like what I see a lot now is when people don't feel comfortable in a mixed room, they immediately go to their phone, and that just it's kind of sad.
Sure.
It's kind of like I feel like they're lonely.
Yeah, I think it's a crutch. It's a nice. Yeah. It's like I think it almost feels like nobody will really like. Something like the other night I was doing something and my nerves kicked in, and I said I have to sit here and be okay with the fact that I don't look busy, that I don't look like I'm doing something right now. I just have to chill out, and I think that's scary. I think it's just scary to just be still, because I know I come from a culture of look busy. So if you don't look busy, if you're not just doing something, sometimes I'm like, why do I have to fill this gap of time? It's like this time could end and I could sit here, read a book, maybe. However, yeah, I think that's just what a lot of it is. It's like, all right, but at least I look. Nobody say anything to me. I mean, I challenge myself. Even on the way over, I saw a dude driving a new Subaru. And I was like, that's a nice looking car, like a new Subaru Outback. And it's always awkward, and I was like, I have to just practice. These are things where I'm like, I can't get in a class and tell you all like take risks and then not do it. So before he moved out of his spot, looked over, tried to get his attention. He put his window down. I was like, man, that car is sharp.
Yeah. And
then he went into it. He was like, actually, I also had a question about your car. And we like chatted for a minute or two. However, yeah, it's very vulnerable. I'm like, sometimes, like, I'm sure somebody's just supposed to be, don't look at me.
Yeah.
Do not look at me. I work with students all the time where they're like, do
Yeah.
not look at me. A lot of the young, I would say maybe just a bit, the next generation beyond mine, eye contact is too intimate. Like, you look someone in the eyes, they are like, stop doing that.
They feel like it's almost intimidating. They're uncomfortable.
They're like not, I mean, again, it's like a different generation. We had COVID and everything.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people where you look them dead in the eyes and they're like, what are you doing to me?
But we've been making eye contact this whole conversation, and it shows each other that we're engaged.
For sure. Because it's
like,
hard
if you were talking to me and I was just like, this would be very off-putting to you, wouldn't it? But that's what you get when you talk to some...
And you just don't know, because I think we've been raised to believe that is the way that you check in with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we have a generation of people. I think there's just other people where they're like, I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm listening to, like, I'm engaged. And I'm like, oh, it looks different for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's your version of looking engaged. You being down, you're like, dude, I'm locked in with you. And I'm like, oh, right.
You sound like my son, 11-year-old, and he's always got earbuds in.
Sure.
Right? Because when he gets, like, downtime, screen time, after homework, before bed, or whatever, he's on the couch in the living room, he might be doom scrolling YouTube videos or whatever. And he's got the earbuds on, so it's not bugging other people, but I'll just have to say, hey, Charlie. Twice. The second one's like, hey, Charlie. He's like, what? I'm like, I love that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was raised,
to inconvenience you.
Yeah, I feel like I was raised to be choked out if I responded.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you got fed before bedtime. My bad. Shit. Who's your father? Oh, shit, it's me. Okay. But, I'll start saying something. I'm like, hey, can you look up here? Can you take the earbuds out?
Sure.
And he says, I can hear you. And I'm like, I want your undivided attention. When someone's talking to you, it's important to let them know that you understand that what they're saying is important to them and that you're going to listen to it.
I think for some people, understanding, so I think at an early age, I was taught the value in that. Like, when I did that, I feel like I just started to notice the difference in the opportunities that I would get versus other people. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the difference, is I just started to learn from a very early age. Oh, by learning somebody's name. Oh, by learning eye contact. Oh, that's leading to this opportunity. Oh, this person just sent money to me for my birthday because they enjoyed, they see them going places. Oh. So I think that's just it. Like, I think just for a lot of people, they're like, I don't get why. Like, why would I make eye contact with you until you're like with a group of people and you're like, wait, hold on, why did he get that and I didn't get that? And it's like, oh, well, he's
a likable person. That's why.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, he
gives respect. He makes me feel like I have some importance or authority or value because they're giving me their attention.
One of my favorite moments from college was my senior year. The president, President Mills, he comes over to our table and says, "Can I sit with you all?" Mm-hmm. I'm like, "Oh, you're the president of college." And so he sits down and he's talking to us, and he said, he's asking us what we do, what type of work, and then at the end of it, he said, "Hey, if you go home tonight, and you send me an email, I'm going to try and get you a job." And so I went home, got my resume, got everything together, sent him an email, didn't hear anything back, followed up, sent him another email. Secretary got in touch with me, put me in contact with him, and he introduced me to John McQuillan over at Triumvirate Environmental in Somerville. And I had like one interview, a second interview, maybe like two or three interviews around that time that we had like the great snowstorm of 2015.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
the whole month of February snowed.
Yeah. And I got a job offer in February 2015. February, March, April, May. I graduate in May. So I'm chilling. I'm doing nothing. I think I watched The Wire for the first time. I watched The Sopranos. And I remember talking to somebody and they're asking me about senior year. And I said, oh, I got a job. President Mills got me a job. And everybody was like, wait, you emailed, like, he got you a job? I was like, wait, I'm sorry. We all sat at that table.
Yeah.
He said email him.
You're the only one
and
that
I'm
took
the
him up.
only one who took him up on the offer, and I got a job out of it. And I think that's just it. It's those like small things where I don't think somebody realizes the value until something like that, or you see, oh.
I'm shocked by that. I'm kind of, because I think of Bowdoin as that's a blue chip,
sure,
educational institution for higher ed. And how many people were at that table? 5, 6, 7?
About 5.
Okay. 20% of the table actually took up the silver platter serving of opportunity.
Which was wild to me.
I mean, I would have been flattered that the president sat down with
fully,
me.
Which I was so great. Like he was such a great president. And when he said that, it was one of those where I was like, well, even if he was just saying it for the sake of saying it,
take him up. Like,
let me take him up on that offer. Like, all right, I'm gonna email twice, and if I don't hear anything, all right, maybe next time I see him, next time I see him, all right, I didn't get a job. However, he was just such a cool, he is and was such a cool president and a cool guy.
Yeah.
That it was, my mom is convinced. She's like, Jared, I think he did it because you were at the table. I was like, I'd love to believe that. It just still is one. We'll never know because nobody else did it. And I got a job. And I was like, my senior year was, I say that to say, it's almost one where it's like, how can I, it's almost like for Charlie, it's almost like for your son, it's one where it's like, oh, you won't recognize this until you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happens where you go, oh, that happened because I did this?
Yeah.
Oh, like I just see the value in opportunities and things that I've gotten. It just class teaching, all these things where I'm like, oh, this just happened because I did kind of like we talked about earlier, like the bare minimum. It's like, oh, I just went above the bare minimum. Right. And people are so used to that, especially if I scale it all the way up. If you're like, all right, Jared, you can drop up my driveway. It's just you bring it to a certain level where people are like, all right, well, I want you around. That's the goal.
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. The key thing I learned was when I made my improv team in college. Somebody said, I was like, why didn't you pick that person? It's like, that person's hysterical. Somebody said, well, at the end of the day, we have to want to hang out with you after the show, and it blew my mind. I was like, oh right.
Now isn't that what the whole job interview is about? When you break it down
fully.
I got 8 resumes here out of the 240 that were submitted. These 8 are qualified people on paper.
On paper.
Now I want to see if I want to spend every day with you.
And
that's when
nobody knows
the eye contact and the charisma and the the grin and the firm handshake and
how'd you make the person feel?
Yeah,
I remember a job interview that I wanted so badly, and I crushed it. I showed up and I gave a thank you note to everybody who I'd met, and I finished the job interview at 10 a.m. and at 1 p.m. my manager at the time, she was like, "We don't want to lose you to somebody else. Can we? I just want to offer you the job." It was like finished at 10 a.m., got the offer at 1 p.m. same day. And I was like, yeah, but I just knew also, I was like, nah, I did the things. I did the things that probably other people didn't.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a lost art form. And I don't blame anybody who doesn't understand it because it's not really taught. So that's what I try to sneak in with a lot of my improv classes.
So team building, the Boston Celtics, the ultimate team, right?
Sure.
Like they're a team. But I think other areas that would really benefit from you would be sales teams, project managers, and anyone that just could use a little bit more networking skills.
Yeah.
It's
that.
It's a real important value. Like, have you ever thought of you could be like a professor at a university?
I for sure have looked into.
If you wanted to say, hey, I got to put acting.
Yeah.
I think I'm a better coach, but you like to act. So.
And when I'm working with y'all, when I'm in a room full of 20 people, and I'm like, I'm acting right now. I'm like, it's a show. I'm like, I'm not giving you all. When you get to class, I'm not like, hey, everybody. I'm like,
no, we start with the eight
count.
Yeah, 1, 2. I love that.
So it's a show to me. So I'm like, yeah, this is a performance. I don't feel like the performance is gone. I feel like I've created some way to do it and make it more sustainable, if anything, which is fun.
Well, as a student of yours, I would say that it's a fun 2 hours.
Appreciate it.
Something to look forward to every week. No matter what you got going on, you parcel out drive time, class time, post-drive time.
Yeah.
And you just say to yourself that this is for me.
For
like,
sure.
I'm giving everything to my wife and my kids and to whoever else out there.
Sure.
You got to have that balance. It's something I enjoy. I'm doing it because, it's stand-up comedy. They're totally different things.
Yeah.
I want to just see more experience on stage presence. I feel like it challenges you with these exercises to be more like in the moment.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a crowd work comedian, but there's times where I will just stop my skit. I stop my skit,
you
right?
Stop your skit in the middle of your skit that somebody gave you?
Yeah. Like, I had to use it. They said to. Because, like, we need to acknowledge what's going on at this table.
Sure.
Or that just happened. And,
For sure.
Like, when something happens and you just kind of ignore it and you stay on your script, then that's
and it's not authentic. It's not authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm like, it's so cool hearing you say that. I'm like, for you, like, if you have to put it in one sentence, what was your goal or what was your purpose in taking the improv class?
It was to, I think it's called an offering.
Yeah.
So the offering in improv is you're a bus driver and you have a flat tire. Go, right?
Right.
For me, the spilled glass of wine is an offering.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The door that keeps opening with the bar sound coming in, disrupting everything, is an offering.
Yeah,
like, let's address this.
It's being present.
Everybody hears the clinking and clanging and glasses.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like if I took improv, I would learn just some of the skills. I get the reps in.
Yeah.
Of hey, something unexpected is going to come at you. What are you going to do with it?
That's such a good read. I love that because I feel like at its core, it is really just becoming in tune with the environment around you. And I think that's the cool, like, that's what I like teaching, which is just, even this conversation is just these moments that you talk about where it's like, learn how to use your environment to your advantage. And that's it, of being able to notice, all right, what's going on? That just spilled over. We're going to talk about that for a bit. Oh, and now I've got the audience. Like, just small things that I think that's what separates people, or as I've learned, those are those major differences where somebody's like, Jared, how are you able to be successful? I'm like, oh, I'm paying attention to these very small details, sometimes to my detriment, sometimes I'm like too laser focused. However, I'm paying attention to these small details so that I can clock very, very, very small things of going into somebody's home and being like, Rick, don't have shoes on, take your shoes off. Things like that of, I walked in, everybody's shoes are by the door. Take your shoes off.
Yeah.
Small things.
You could have left your shoes on. I wouldn't have minded.
I mean,
but again, you're just...
that's like, I feel like that's a good thing to learn.
That's a good rule of thumb, yes.
It's a good rule of thumb, and I just in terms of learning skills, I'm like, oh yeah, leverage your environment so that people are like, yeah, let's have Jared back. My grandmother would always say, people don't have to like you. So if people do, like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just try to live by that. I'm like, people do not have to like you. It's really cool. It's a big deal when somebody is like, come hang out with us, or like a Super Bowl party. I got invited to one. Haven't spoken to my buddy in like months. But hey, everybody, just want to let you know, here's the address. I'm inviting you to my Super Bowl party. Yeah, grateful to be invited back. That we hung out last year and the year before that, and you still want me to come back. Thank you. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Goes back to talking about self-awareness.
Sure.
We value that as a premium quality.
It is.
So we're on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Are you plugging? You want to plug anything? We got to wrap it up. Do you want to? Sure. Is there anything you want to promote?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Sure. So I'm teaching a class in Natick, Massachusetts. I'm doing it's an intro to musical improv. So I feel like a lot of people hear that and they think they need to know how to sing. That is not the answer. That is not at all the goal is teaching confidence through music. So I've started that class that we're doing over in Natick, Massachusetts. You can go to my Instagram page, my website, jaredtoddlittlejohn.com for that. And I've created a community for improvisers, more so like musical improvisation, called Move Forward.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is teaching people how to just continue past mistakes. I feel like I'm a huge fan. At a defining moment, I was doing an audition one time and I was reading from a teleprompter, and the people there told me, hey, when you're reading from it, if you stumble, you do not need to acknowledge it.
Mm-hmm.
If you stumble, just pick right back up and keep going.
Yep.
I was like, man, this feels like the biggest metaphor for life. Like, truly, this moment of you do not need to turn, you don't need to let everybody know that wasn't supposed to happen. I'm like, it's so cool when you see somebody. I think it was Jennifer Lawrence. I think she was walking up the stairs for like the Oscars or something, and she's like slipped and fell, and she got up and she goes, "I do my own stunts." Like stuff like that, where the audience is like, they don't even forget. They're like, you fell. That was cool what you did though.
Yeah,
that's a lot of what I'm teaching and looking to teach with both musical improv classes, and it's under a community for people called Move Forward. So those are the things that I'm currently plugging.
Okay, cool. Well, as expected, this was a really fun interview.
Cool.
I thought this was fun. I hope you guys thought it was fun. Like, share, follow,
please,
all that stuff. Jared Todd Littlejohn on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram,
that's
for sure.
Your full name. I'm Rick Fink for Jared. Small Town Scuttlebutt. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you.